How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the natural gas report, going over the specific numbers from the report that came out on December 27th, and I also want to give you all my opinions on UGAZ and DGAZ right now, as well as some weather that we could expect here over the next couple of weeks, and what really caused this massive shift in the price of natural gas, and thus shifting UGAZ and DGAZ very kind of aggressively over these past couple of days. We'll discuss all of that in this video, but before we do, all I ask from you is if you enjoyed this video, find value from it, simply go down below and hit that like button and consider subscribing if you want to see further content like this, stock market breakdowns, technical analysis, market overviews, and a lot more, guys. So let's just get right into it, starting off here with a quick technical breakdown of natural gas. And this is no news to anybody that's been following natural gas, but let's say you haven't been. Natural gas has been crushed. Natural gas has been in a downtrend over these past couple of weeks, and honestly, it's been about 2 months, maybe not 2 months, it's been about maybe a month and a half at this point that's been a straight up downtrend, right? Straight up downtrend over this past month and a half, 2 months, and you guys can see here on these January futures, this went from $3 down all the way to about $2.13. And during this time, we've been getting rejected by these moving averages. We got a bearish cross actually back in November, in the middle of November, which means a smaller time frame moving average, in this case being this 50 SMA, crosses below a larger time frame moving average, in this case being the 180 SMA. That's a bearish signal, right? So we got that, which a lot of the time as a swing trader, when I see something like that, in one of my trades, that's where I get a bit, antsy, cautious, and maybe even cut losses in a particular position due to the downside of that technical break. So we got that, and ever since then, you guys can see we've been getting slaughtered down, 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 over and over again. And this is mostly because we've had a lot of production of natural gas over this past year, and when we break down the report, you'll see how much more in terms of billion cubic feet we have right now of natural gas compared to last year, right? So the fact that we have a lot of production, the weather's mild, and obviously that's leading to low demand. That's why we're seeing this overall price drop. So let's jump into the Safari tab and break down this past natural gas report that came out on the 27th of December. So you guys can see overall the net change week over week was 161 billion cubic feet. So we had a 161 billion cubic feet withdrawal from the previous week. And how that's broken down between these different regions across the United States: in the East, we had a 42 BCF withdrawal. In the Midwest, we had a 50 BCF withdrawal. In the Mountain region, we had a 9 BCF withdrawal. Pacific, we had a 13 BCF withdrawal. South Central, we had almost the biggest one, the second biggest one, a 48 BCF withdrawal, and salt was a 10 BCF withdrawal. Non-salt was 37 BCF withdrawal. And if we look down here in the summary, we'll see exactly what I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. Stocks were 518 BCF higher than last year at this time, and 69 BCF below the 5-year average of 3319 BCF. At 3250 BCF, which is where we are right now, total working gas is within the 5-year historical range. So overall, those were the main numbers from this natural gas report. And now I want to go back to natural gas and talk about some price action here. So we got that 161 BCF withdrawal, and analysts were actually expecting, a couple different analysts, I believe from Wall Street Journal, one was expecting a 145 BCF withdrawal. So the bulls actually had the advantage there of having a bigger withdrawal than expected, but we can see the price action was still slaughtered, right? We can see the price went from 229 all the way down to about 213, and let's talk about why it ended up doing that right now. According to the Wall Street Journal, natural gas prices dropped Friday after weather models reversed course and predicted a rise in temperatures in the coming weeks, highlighting how day-to-day changes in forecasts can drive swings in the gas markets. Weather models predicted on Thursday, which was the day before, that the country could see slightly colder temperatures in the next 11 to 15 days. And this is crucial, guys, because when we got that news, take a look at the price action here on Thursday. Natural gas went literally from about, what was this, 219 all the way up to around 228. So that was about a 9 to 10 cent run there in natural gas. But then you guys can see the prices, like we mentioned a minute ago, the next day ended up dumping after forecasts changed overnight and predicted warmer weather to come instead. So this goes to show that the natural gas market is extremely volatile to these weather models, and even though the report came out bullish, it seems like traders, the price action, it doesn't care about the report being bullish, quote unquote, right? In terms of, the comparison to analysts, it cares more about these weather models shifting to a more mild state, which honestly, I agree with, right? Because that's at the end of the day, what is stimulating the demand. What is it? The weather, right? The weather stimulating the demand. Cold weather brings demand, which brings a lot more, use of that production, which thus pushes up the prices, right? That's kind of how it works. So that's something to consider in terms of the weather. And speaking of weather, let's hop into some more detail here on some info that I got from natgasweather.com. So based on the dates between December 27th and January 3rd, strong high pressure will dominate much of the U.S. through the weekend with above than normal conditions as highs reach the 40s to 70s, warmest over the southern U.S. The West will be unsettled with rain and snow showers, while the North Plains will be the only truly cold area with highs of 20s and 30s, but over very low population states. A cold shot will push into the central U.S. early next week with lows of 10s to 30s, then into the Northeast December 1st. Overall, very light national demand through the weekend, then moderate early next week. And honestly, guys, I can attest to that. I live in New Jersey, like I've mentioned in many of these videos, and I walked out of my house this morning and I was like, is it spring? It was about 50 degrees outside. So that's just a real life example, and I'm sure many of you guys can relate out there that it's been mild, right? This weather's been warm, and the forecasts, the weather models are pointing to a further mild weather, further mild weather coming up here over these next couple of weeks. So that's going to lead us into ending off this video now after we've broken down some information, some numbers. That's going to lead me to go over here to UGAZ and DGAZ. I'm going to give you guys my opinions on these two right now, and if I were to pick one, which one would I pick to go long? And you're not supposed to go long on these, but I like playing these hypothetical situations just for the fun of the video, right? Which one would I pick right now? And again, this does not mean you go long in the one I pick. It's just my opinion, and you have to do your research no matter what in terms of your investments, in terms of your trades, based on your risk tolerance, etc. So let's break down UGAZ on that 20-day 1-hour chart. It's no surprise that it's downtrending, right? We're getting that bearish cross like we got on natural gas, where the 50 SMA crossed below that 180 SMA. We got that a while ago at this point. If we look on the 90-day chart, or this is actually the 4-hour chart, we got that back in the middle towards the end of November, right? right? 50 SMA crossed below the 180 SMA, and ever since then, UGAZ went all the way down from 150 down to 72. And actually, look at the charts, guys. They updated, right? This is actually post-reverse split, and it takes a couple of days for the chart to update after a reverse split, but when it does, it finally looks clean again. So you guys can see, we went from 150 down to about 72 bucks, and we've yet to break out of those moving averages. And that's kind of why at this point, honestly, and like I've been mentioning in these videos, I'm still leaning towards DGAZ, because it's not like we're getting insane cold weather in terms of these weather forecasts. It's not like we're getting a bullish breakout on UGAZ. Everything it's pointing to DGAZ. There's really no reason why I would put my money in UGAZ right now. To be honest, this is still a DGAZ play, right? Again, mild weather, production's high, demand's not there, the technicals are pointing to further downside. So if we go over to UGAZ, we can see, or DGAZ rather, ticker symbol DGAZ, we can see, yeah, there's a strong resistance at around, what is it, like 185, right? Right around 185, there's a strong resistance, but overall, it's still holding its uptrend. So this little dip here that we saw, when UGAZ popped towards the end of the market on Friday, this could be a little dip that's worth about what, like 7% up to about 180, and if we end up popping above 180, 185, this thing can definitely run up to 200 bucks in my opinion, which if that does end up happening, that's around a 15 to 16% potential from where we are right now. And if we go back to natural gas, let's say this does end up going to 200 bucks, natural gas will most likely be around that, maybe around, I guess, 210, maybe 213, maybe not 213, definitely below that, probably around 210 to around 205. And honestly, I've seen many analysts talk about natural gas's price getting down to a point where maybe it even breaks back into the $1 range. Maybe 190 was the lowest I've seen, like 185 maybe, right? So if that happens, DGAZ is definitely going to be well above 200 bucks per share. So at this point, guys, that's kind of my opinion in under a 10-minute video. The fundamentals are pointing to more, downside in terms of natural gas. Sure, we got a bullish withdrawal because it was more than expected from the analysts, but the weather, guys, that's the fundamental that I'm focusing on. The weather's mild, and as long as these weather models stay mild, that's going to be my thought process here. But like we read before, and like we all know at this point, weather models are extremely volatile. So the narrative here could change within the next 1 to 2 weeks, which is why you guys should subscribe to the channel, because I will continue giving you all my opinion and kind of just the news around everything so we could all make an educated decision on trading these. So that's pretty much it for this video. If I were to pick one, again, I'm picking DGAZ. Let me know down below in the comments, what are you picking right now? I'd love to know what you guys have to think. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to go down below, hit that like button, and consider subscribing if you want to see further content from me. And if you want 2 free stocks from Webull, I actually have an affiliate link down below where if you deposit 100 bucks using that link, you actually get 2 free stocks valued up to 1,400 bucks, which is crazy. So go take advantage of that. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, rest of your weekend. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.